Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make some hair barrettes. Now I need a few, so we're going to do 3 probably. I've got 3 designed here and in baggies beside me. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I've got some E6000 and my bracelet bender. Now I use both of these for my hair barrettes. I've also got 3 little packets with what I've designed for the hair barrettes in them. And this guy is probably going to be the easiest one to do. So let's start on it. Now this has got this wonderful big hummingbird. We're going to go with these on either side like this. Then we're going to put this one over it like here. Oops. And then we'll take the bird and put it right over the top. Now I haven't decided if I'm going to add anything more to the edges, like maybe some crystals or something. We'll see. But in the meantime, this is what we're doing with this one. Let's move it to the side. And then we have this second one here. And it's going to have the same 2 down here on the bottom. Now, I'm not going to paint, this one's not going to have any paint on it at all. This piece will go through here. And then this piece will go on top. And again, I haven't decided if I want to add any crystals to it. If I do, they'd go on either end here. Lastly, this one is going to be, these are sort of the same as these, but they're a different color. These are bronze as opposed to gold. And then this piece, instead of going sideways like this, is going to go like this. Our bear is going to be our main piece. It's going to go right down here with our sun up above. Then, oh, there it is. Then we have 2 little green leaf branches. One will go here. The other will go here. And then we have a little bluebird who will go right in here. So that is barrette number 3. So let's get started on these. I'm going to sort of push this together into the side so it's not going to be in the way as we're working. We're going to start with this guy. So we need to get the pieces bent so they'll fit along the bar. See how it's got a curve? So I start by taking my bracelet bender and we will bend the pieces. Now these probably won't stay at this bend because I will probably need to make some adjustments to them, and that's to be expected. Now let's go here, and it will sit right here. And that looks, oh, that looks perfect. I don't need to make any adjustments to that one. That's good. Do the same over here. It's going to go right into this spot right here. Oh, that one's good too. Excellent. So now this one's got a little too much bend in it, so we'll ease it out. And that looks pretty good. Now the next thing, of course, is our bird, because he's going to sit up if we don't get him turned some. So we have to squish down his beak some. Now this is brass and it's a little stiff. I'm hoping that it's not going to give me too much trouble because this is a big bird here, and so I'm not sure if it's going to give me trouble or not. Come here, you. This feather's down good. I think this one probably will need to go down a little bit more. Same with maybe the head area here. Now the thing is, it's going to sit here and then it's going to go down to the other pieces. Now this might be all right. Let's see how we're sitting. This tail feather maybe could go down just a touch more, but I don't think so. I think it'll be all right. The head is our problem. It's because the head itself is stiff. It doesn't want to turn down. We gotta have to get a little bit more of a okay. Hopefully that'll be good enough. It looks pretty good. So it's ready to glue. So now we'll go to this second one and we will get its pieces bent also. Now I'm not going to bend the third one right away and get it ready yet, because these are going to have to, once we get them going, they're going to have to sit aside to dry for a while. So while they're doing some drying, we will work on the third one. Now, quite frankly, this one's stiff enough. I don't think that that silver one is actually going to even bend for me. We'll have to see what happens. Now, this is bent, I know, more than enough. And like I said, I don't think this is going to bend at all. It's pretty hot, heavy metal. Oh, I think it's bending just a little bit, and that might be enough. We'll see. Anyway, so we do with this one the same as we did with the other. Fit this piece right here, see how it's going. And it's a little bit too bent. There, that's good. Now the same with this side. This side's looking pretty good. Now we have this big piece. Now, as you can see, it's way overbent. So we'll bring it back some. And it has to go like here to here. And it's still got too much of a bend in there. See the gap right there? I don't know if you can see it. The gap between the two pieces there. So we have to get this one so that it's going to work properly. We need okay, I think that's good. And now this little piece right here is going to sit here, and it's actually not looking too bad. So these two are now ready to start gluing. So we get out our E6000 and we'll start that up. So we get our E6000 open. Come on, baby, let's open. So there, oh, see, it's got globs. That's why it doesn't want to stay open. But usually this is dripping out really fast already by now, but it doesn't appear to want to today, so. There we go, it's starting. So we put a strip of glue. Well, it's going to be 2 strips because I go through front and back, or both sides. So up there and then down here. So there's our glue. So now we'll put our cap back on temporarily. Bing. Let's get some of this extra glue here. And then we will start by putting on the 2 gold pieces. So there and there. Next, we want to put some glue, find where our silver one's going to sit, and put some glue on it. So it looks like it's going to need glue on everywhere but these two silver hearts that are right here in the middle. So what we do, open this back up, and then we will take our glue and we're going to go from this middle and go over around these guys. Up this side and just sort of smear it on. Don't have to put drops, just sort of smear it so it's where it needs to be at. So we'll flip this and put it into place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some little tiny clothespins and we're going to open those and we're going to tighten them up onto our pieces to make sure that our pieces stay in place. So here, here. Now I'm going to put two here on this end because otherwise it tries to slide to the side where the pin is at. And we want that to stay. Oops. Oop. Now I have obviously previously used these and some of them are opening and some of them are probably going to end up in the trash before the day's done. Now we flip it and put them on the other side as well. See how this has moved just a hair's breadth? We want that back into place. And it obviously is down a little bit too. So now we just get these pins on. We need two more for the front here. One and two. Now all this one needs is its bird put into place. So it's going to sit here and dry for a while before we put the bird on, and we will start putting this second one together. Okay, we're going to set this one up here with its bird right below it here, and then I'm going to take this one and we're going to start it. Now this one I might get all the pieces on in one fell swoop, but we'll see. So again, we have glue on Now we'll close this since it's trying to have more come out. We'll get the two gold ones on. Strange, those look like they don't want to fall right. Ah, well, I think it's all right. Now they're better. Now we have this guy, which of course the whole thing will be on top of these. So again, we're going to put glue all over it, including in these skinny little places here, because we don't want it to have gappy places as far as where it's loose. Okay, so now we cap that again quickly, and then we'll bring this down, and it goes right in the middle. And we are going to have to make a few adjustments when we put the pins on, because I can see these things are sliding sideways. Then we're going to put this silver piece on, and it needs glue everywhere as well, except for maybe right here in these two top little bars right here. So we're going to flip this over, get our glue open, and it needs to go everywhere on the silver. And since the silver is a heavier piece, you want to make sure you got plenty of glue on it. Cap it up. I'm going to flip this. These two heart tops here are going to go here, and then these will go on here like so. Now, I always keep a paper towel by me when I do these. Now we want to get some pins and get this one on pinned up now too. So we'll flip this over while we're holding this. See how this one's gone sideways here? We need to slide it back into place. This other side is fine. It looks like its top piece is off just a hair's breadth though. So it needs to slide sideways just a little bit. And now we're going to pin it. So 1 and 2. Now we'll check this side. It looks like it's still relatively good. Needs a little bit of movement, but not too horribly much. There we go. And 1. And 2. So there we go so far. Now I'm going to need to put some more pins right here in the corners here. I'm not going to put it on the silver because it's a heavy enough piece that it would try to pull up. You know, like as a... So we're just going to get these all hooked up here. Now this one, other than the fact that it needs to be checked and cleaned in a bit, is done unless I decide to add some crystals to it. So it can sit here in the back and dry for a little while, and then I can decide, do I want to put any crystals on it? And then if it needs cleaned, we'll do some cleaning up on it. So it can go in the back here. And I never did check to see if the hummingbird would go on still with these all here, with the pins here, and it won't. And besides that, these tail feathers need to be bent down some more, because if I put the head down, then the tail feathers are up. And it might be easier to have the head down and bend the tail feathers more because it didn't want to bend. So let's see how close we are here. Relatively close. So I'm going to bend the head just a hair's breadth more. The beak down. Got glue on us here. And then, because that was showing me that these needed to be bent more, I'm going to bend these down some more. So let's see how we're looking now. Now I'm going to need to actually get this pin here off in order to know if we're going to sit down good or not. Well, I think this one's fine, but these two need to come down just a hair's breadth more. So let's See how that's still sticking up there? This one's looking good. That the head's off just a little bit. If I hold it down, we are off here. So we're going to need to get some more bend in there. Actually, I think we're going to need to get some bend in the whole body, to be truthful. So let's see if we can get it to do that. Other way. I think that will work. So I am not going to put this pin back on unless I have to, but we're going to glue our bird now and put it into place. Now, because this is a hollow spot, you have to actually fill the bird in pretty good. So its beak is going to have, see, I'm going to try and fill the edges pretty well. I'm not going to fill the entirety of the hollow of the body, but I am going to try to get plenty on all the wings and such. So we'll close this back up temporarily. And now we're going to make sure we got the right direction. And then we're going to take our bird and slide him into place. So there we go. Now that one is finished unless I decide to add jewels to it as well. These are both, they're coming up still a little bit, but that's why I put plenty of glue on it so the glue can drop down to it and create the base it needs to be on. So now we will start on the third one. So we will start with all of our little bits and pieces here. These guys are going to need just a teeny bit of bend, but not too much. Now this bluebird and this sun both have a top piece here, a circular piece that we're going to cut off. We don't need a ring on these, so we want it to be gone. Unfortunately, this bluebird's ring is in an awkward spot. So I could have actually put a jewel over his back or something, but I didn't really want to do that. It's not something I would care to have there. So I'm going to just try and get as much of this cleared off as possible, and then I'll get my file. Do the same with the sun. This does need filed some more, yes. The sun hardly needs any filing because its circle cuts off relatively easily. Unfortunately, the birds, like I said, is in a weird spot, so it doesn't always file really well. Now I noticed the bluebird's wing bent a little bit when I was working on that, so we'll straighten it back down. And it might need to get curved some more anyway, so so let's get our base pieces all ready to go here. Okay, so let's get these fitted in place, and then we'll see about getting the other little pieces bent. They don't need bent a lot, but they will need bent some probably. So this one's definitely way whacked. That's better. Okay, now the little bear. Oh, I think I overbent him a little bit. So we'll reverse. There, that's pretty good. Now the little sun just needs some of its little sunbursts bent just a little bit. And then these will be bent just a little bit as well. They don't need to be bent a lot because they're small pieces and they should go down pretty good. So, and then the little bird, which has still got this wing a little bit whacked out. He'll go right in here. Yep, that wing's still up a little bit. So let's see if we can't get it to straighten down. That's better. So now we need to start gluing these guys together. And we start, of course, with our base piece. Okay, we need all the way through here, the middle. And we're going to go up over here, around here, down around here, over here, and all of this. And close that up. Flip it and put it into place. Now I'm going to get the pins to hold this one. So here. All right, there. So since I know none of these little pieces will fit good in here while the pins are on, we're going to put it in the back, slide our pieces over here below it, and then we're going to pull this one open and we're going to see if we can clean it up some. So the first thing we want to do is to check to see how dry it is. Is it sticking good? Do we need to adjust anything? Now I noticed that this one's point is sticking up, so we probably do want to adjust this and do it this. Same with this side. So we'll stick the pin over the top of that area. See, I'm trying to wiggle it. It seems pretty firm, so that's good. Now, if I'm going to put crystals on, I'd either put them right here or up in the tip where this, where I just pinned this down a little better. And I don't think I want them up there, but I might put one right here where this piece comes down. And if I do that, I'm going to have to decide what color I want to make it. Now my bird, as long as this piece is tight, should be fine. Seems to be. And I can probably unpin it entirely. And I see I have some glue I need to clean up off the bird here. Now how's my bird doing? The beak is poked up a little bit, which was my biggest fear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pins and I'm going to put it down on the wing and on the beak and on this back wing as well. And we're going to hope that will hold it long enough for it to stick down a little better. So I am going to take my tweezers, and you can see there's some excess glue back here in the back, so I'm going to See if it's dry enough to pull out. It looks pretty good. Now I think I have decided I want to put a jewel on both of these. This one right up here and this one here at the V. So I'm trying to debate what color I want to use. I think maybe I'll just use a crystal clear for the for this one. And since the hummingbird has red on it, come on, case, come out of here. I'm thinking we'll use red for the hummingbird. So we'll get a couple of these out. And a couple of the red. So now we're back to working on this one with the bear, that since we put the crystals on these two. As you can see, this crystal's right here. It's actually down a little lower than I want it. Let's see if I can get it to move. And this one over here. And then the clear ones on this one. Now I use clear ones on this one because this way, even though that is tri-metal colors, you could still wear it with any color of outfit. So now let's work on our bear here. So we're going to put our bear on and our sun on. So glue everywhere. Now our sun. I don't think I have enough room with my pins there. Oh, yes, I do. That one anyway. Not this one. But we can get these in just a second. So we'll put our this green one in. Though, you know, I think I want it back a little further than this. So let's pull the pins. I'm pretty sure they're probably good to come off now. Look it. Now, come here, you. Lastly, our little bird. There we go. Now it needs to dry a bit. And then we are going to need to clean anything up that needs cleaned up on all three of them, and they're done. Now those are going to need to dry a little more. The excess glue is just not coming off the way I want it to. Not even sure these are going to have any excess glue. A little bit here by the bird's wing. Let's see if we've left it long enough or if it's going to glob. It's not bad. Now I am going to get my sharper tweezers out so that I can get into some of these slots just a little bit better. And then we will see if we can get these a little bit cleaner. See, these are actually made for knotting, but they work really good on these little spots that just won't come clean with the regular tweezers. See how I got that out there? Okie dokie, and those are the three. I think we're done pick and glue, so all they have to do is dry the rest of the way and they are finished. I will take off the pins long enough to show them to you, and then I am going to put them in my drying rack, put the pins back in the spots where I think they need them, and then put them in the drying rack. So let's turn up and I'll show them to you individually. Okay, here is our bear one, the last one we worked on. Isn't that cute? This one is a really pretty one, I think. It needs, and there's it for number one. Number two, we'll take off our pins so you can show what it looks like all together, is the one with just the metals and the crystals. It's number two. More of an elegant one than the playful one. So now it's ready to go back up into the drying rack and finish drying. And then number three, we'll have to take the pins off the bird and we'll put them back in after we take them off. But there's number three, our hummingbird. Isn't that pretty? So those are our three large hair barrettes. Now I made these using all items from my stash, though of course I have ordered all the bronze. These are all brass pieces as far as all of the critters and the flowers and everything is concerned that I have purchased and then painted to have these wonderful colors and stuff. So this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed making these pretty hair barrettes with me. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.